what is in the iPad? We go to Ian Sherr of the of Dow Jones Newswire. He's in San Francisco and he's been finding out all about that. Ian, tell us about this. Tell us what's in.
So this popular repair website called iFixit basically got hold of the iPad in Australia when it went on sale yesterday for us, and basically tore it apart and started looking at the chips on inside. And what they found was a lot of the same. A lot of the chips that had been used by specific companies like Broadcom and Qualcomm and Samsung Texas Instruments had been used in this new iPad as well. They were, updated chips and whatnot, but they were still by the same companies. This was something that's really important because a lot of companies really work hard to get inside the iPad and other devices because it really helps them kind of with their brand, and it helps them kind of be better known as a supplier to Apple, which is a big deal. And it makes investors know who they are, and it makes other companies know who they are.
Ian, I'm curious about this site iFixit. I've known them in the teardown business for some time, but are they professionals? Are they hobbyists? What?
Well, I think it's the definition of a professional and hobbyist can straddle the line pretty well here. I mean, they have a lot of really advanced technicians and people who really understand this stuff working on their staff. And I think when it comes to this type of stuff, it's as professional as you can get. And the thing is that they work with other companies, like a company called Chipworks, which actually will go and actually take for example, the A5X chip, the new microprocessor that Apple built for the new iPad. They'll take it and they'll actually tear into it and actually look at the different parts and bits of it and figure out how it was made and whether or not it's a higher quality, whether or not it's it's different from the last one, and all sorts of stuff. So it gets very advanced, and it's not something that simply someone can do in their garage.
Yeah, so that's called a decapping in the industry.
Yeah.
A decapping of a chip. Yes, when you take it apart and look at the actual circuits, it's called a decapping.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Ian, were there any surprises from this teardown?
Not particularly. I mean, one of the big things was that Samsung was the supplier for the LCD, the display, which there had been a lot of rumors, and in fact, the Wall Street Journal had even written that was the case, that LG and that Sharp had trouble getting their versions of the display out, and Samsung was the only one who succeeded. And of course, that's really important when you consider that Apple and Samsung are at each other's throats when it comes to patents, but here they are working really well together on the iPad. And so the other thing is that Samsung also made the A5X chip, according to iFixit, which, again, is not a surprise. They made the A5 chip as well. But one of the things about it, again, is that we're talking about these two companies that are fighting all the time, and yet here they are collaborating as well. It's very interesting.
We're beginning to hear this is kind of separate, but because of those lawsuits between Samsung and Apple, we're beginning to hear some rumblings that maybe that foundry relationship won't continue. It's entirely possible that Apple could move its chip manufacturing to another company, but we don't know who yet.
There have been rumors about that, and nothing's been substantiated or proven, but yeah, it's definitely something that's on a lot of people's minds because Apple's a very big customer of Samsung.
Yeah, and they're also very secretive as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ian Sherr of Dow Jones Newswire out in the San Francisco Bureau.